Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. The ReadLive suite of programs contains 4 programs that students with a ReadLive license can be assigned access to. Read Naturally Live is our flagship program. The primary focus is fluency and phonics, with additional support for vocabulary, spelling, and comprehension. Word Warm-Ups Live focuses on phonics, with support for fluency, spelling, and phonemic awareness. Read Naturally Live Espanol is the Spanish language version of Read Naturally Live and is designed to help multilingual readers develop Spanish literacy skills. And 1 Minute Reader Live's primary focus is fluency with support for vocabulary and comprehension. 1 Minute Reader Live doesn't require teacher involvement. It's a structured, independent reading practice for developing readers of all ages. Today, I'll explain how to log into Read Live for the first time, the Read Live navigation menu and homepage, adding or updating a school, adding staff, adding students individually, assigning Read Live licenses, assigning access to Read Live programs, assigning the student's lead teacher, and how to create a student password report. I'm going to leave my PowerPoint to do a quick navigation demonstration. The main account contact receives an email from noreply@readnaturally.com, and they'll click on the URL to go to the Read Live homepage. Then they'll enter their 8-digit account ID, which is in the email. They'll enter their user ID and the temporary password that was given in the email. When they log in for the first time, they'll be asked to set a new password. And then answer a security question. Then they will go to the orientation and resources page. This page tells you your role and permissions, and then first steps to get started. So here, this tells the information and where you can go to get started. The main navigation menu, the hamburger icon in the upper left corner, is a drop-down format of the tiles that you'll see when you click on the home icon. Each tile will list the tasks that can be done when you click on that specific tile. Tiles shown on this page will depend on your role in Read Live. Each account starts with one school. So we're going to go to Account and School Administration. And when your account is set up, it will say My School here. And you can click on that to change it to the name of your school. Then you will you can decide the what type of licensing you want to use. If it's just one school, it's best to just use school can use any available licenses within the account. If at some point additional schools are added, you can change it to reserve a specific number of licenses for schools. And then you'll just save and close. Here in the upper left corner of the account page is the account license summary box. It tells the total number of licenses, available licenses to assign to students, and when your subscription expires. Under account settings, it has the account name, who the main account contact is, and you can enable recording features. And then your list of schools, how many licenses they have, and how many are assigned to students. Then we can go to add a staff member. So we'll click on staff member administration from the drop down, or from the home icon, we'll click on the staff member administration tile. We'll click add staff member. And here, any field that has an asterisk will need to be filled in. So we will add a staff. And then we'll choose their role. So here across the page, it has the role, and then across the page, the check marks are what the permissions that role has. If you want to see a more detailed list, you can click on Learn More About Roles, and it opens a new page with more specific details of the role, the permissions that person will have. So we'll choose teacher, and then we'll select the school for that teacher. A teacher role can be assigned access to all schools or just one school. Then you'll enter that teacher's email address. And the user ID will autofill to their first initial last name. And then you can save and add another, or save and close. And then we will go to add and license students. So we'll go to student administration and then student setup. This is where you can go to add and remove student licenses one at a time. So we'll click on that. And at the top here, we'll click on the add student button. We'll enter the student's first name. We'll enter their grade. We'll select the school. We'll enter a student user ID. Student user IDs need to be unique for each student. Many times teachers will use the student's lunch number or school ID. You can enter an email address. The password does not need to be unique. You can have the same password for all your students. The student user ID and passwords just need to be easy for the student to remember. In order to work in Read Live, each student will need a license. So you'll license the student and then you'll select their lead teacher. And they automatically have access to Read Naturally Live and 1 Minute Reader Live. And you can keep those and add additional ones or remove whatever you don't think your student will use. You can always come back and add these back in later. On the right side of the page, there's an optional contact information. It enables the student's lead teacher to send progress letters and awards to a parent or guardian if you fill in that information. And then you can save and add another, or save and close. I'm going to go back to the main navigation menu, and then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom for reports. And this is where you can view a student passwords report. So we'll click on that. And then any student that you want to view a report for, you'll just click on the check mark, the box next to their last name. You can highlight them all by clicking the first one in the list, holding the shift key, and clicking the last one. Otherwise, you can just find your student that you want to view and then generate report for selected, and you can see their user ID and password. When you're logged into Read Live, you'll see at the bottom of the page, it says help. If you click on that, it will take you to the Read Live help page. On the left side of the page are several short helpful videos to help you with setting up and placing students, and then working through the different programs in Read Live. On the right side of the page, you'll find valuable links to student and teacher training, resources, webinars, and job aids. We have here also is our training tab where you can register for additional webinars. The student training videos are here, and online courses for teachers. About us, we have our blog, always helpful information, and it's updated during the school year at least once a week. That was a brief navigation and setup demo. If you have any questions after the webinar, please reach out. Michelle, do we have any questions now?
No one has added any yet. If you're out there and you're thinking of something, if you want to put it in the question and answer area, go ahead. Again, I would say our support numbers are here listed on the PowerPoint. Our support line, 800-788-4085. Option 3 for technical support if you wish, and support@readnaturally.com if you'd like to email. I do have a question. What is the easiest way to add more licenses if we need to?
Great question. If you are Contact our customer service team at customerservice@readnaturally.com, or you can call the 800 number, option 2 for customer service. Let them know your account number and how many additional licenses you need, and they can send you a quote to add those to your account.
Great, thank you, Christy. I have another one come in here. How are student user IDs created?
That is something that the account administrator would choose. So many times they'll use the student's school ID or lunch number, something easy for the student to remember. I also think sometimes, depending on how many students are in the account, they might use their first name, last initial. It just needs to be something easy for the student to remember. And I want to say it has to be at least 8 characters. Is that correct, Michelle?
No, the
Oh,
student user IDs can be shorter. Actually, the user IDs, you are actually creating that. You can make it anything that you want, the user ID and the password. Again, following what Christy said, the user ID must be unique, but it only requires 1 character for the student ID or for the user ID and 3 characters for the password.
thanks.
Yep, and here's another question. How can there be more than one admin?
There can be any number of account administrators, but there can only be one main account contact. And the main account contact is the person that will reach out to um, with updates about the account or when the account is due for renewal. So only one main account contact, multiple account administrators.
A teacher roles or teachers in the account don't take up a license.
Correct.
Oh, got another one. How do we change if that person leaves?
So an account administrator can make that change. Otherwise, contact our support team at the 800 number, option 3, and they can help walk you through that.
All right, I don't see any last minute coming in here. So I think I will close. I hope
Thank-
everyone learned something today. Just a reminder that we will be sending out follow-up emails with links to the webinar recording in 24 hours. Please feel free to share the recording with your colleagues. And please respond to the survey questions that appear on your screen after the webinar so we can continue to improve the educational experience for all of you and our future webinars. We thank you for your participation and enjoy the rest of your day.